The millennials and Gen Zers who are complaining that they can't buy a house, they're not working for minimum wage. These are people making 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year who can no longer afford a house. But minimum wage workers are also complaining because they can't even afford rent. So let's break down both of these problems. If you look back to 1980, the average rent was $243. Minimum wage was $3.10 an hour, meaning your monthly gross was $496. So to rent this apartment, it would be 49% of your gross income back in 1980. Not great, but doable. But let's fast forward to 2026. The average rent is now $1,920. The federal minimum wage is still $725, giving you $1,160 a month. You can't even get an apartment with federal minimum wage. But let's be generous and use what people at Walmart and fast food joints are actually making, which is around $16 an hour in 2026. That brings you to $2,560 a month gross. So technically you're making more, but rent would be 75% of your gross income. Making $16 an hour in 2026, that's not sustainable. But let's take it even a step further. The starting pay for college graduates is now around $26 an hour. That would be $4,160 a month. So a person with a bachelor's degree could afford this one-bedroom apartment, but it would be 46% of their gross income. A college graduate is spending the same amount of their income on rent as the minimum wage worker in 1980 did. Roughly the same. And the minimum wage worker in 1980 put on a hat, learned skills for 2 weeks, and started their job. A bachelor's degree graduate spent 4, 5, 6 years of their life in school and $80,000 to $120,000 on their education, and now has to spend the same percentage of their income on rent as a minimum wage worker did in 1980. So when people say just work harder or get a better job, the numbers show that's not the solution anymore. The system itself has changed, and not in our favor. Share this with someone who needs to see the math.